I Božja ljubav tijelom postala, sveta Euharistija kao sakrament ljubavi, naslov je knjige kardinala Burke. O tome zašto je napisao knjigu o Euharistiji i znamo li sve već o njoj, kazao je:
Well, it would be a wonderful thing if we did know everything about the Holy Eucharist. Of course, we never can know everything about it because it's a mystery. It's a divine gift, a gift given by God Himself, and we spend our whole lifetime trying to understand more deeply what it means to say that our Lord, through the ministry of the priest, transforms the bread and wine that we present at the Holy Eucharist into the substance of His body and blood to nourish us spiritually. And so that is a mystery we can always come to understand more deeply and love more ardently. I wrote the book because, as a matter of fact, in my own homeland and in the dioceses which I was serving, first the Diocese of La Crosse and then the Archdiocese of St. Louis, there had been a tremendous loss of Catholic faith in the Holy Eucharist and a loss of Eucharistic practice. And reintroduced the people using the teachings of Pope St. John Paul II and Pope Benedict XVI, reintroduced them to a solid Eucharistic faith and invite them through these 22 meditations to deepen their Eucharistic faith. And in fact, the meditations can be read more than once to have a deeper Eucharistic faith.
Kardinal Burke ističe da za njega osobno nije teško vjerovati u Euharistiju. Kao svećenik ima više izravnog kontakta s otajstvom Euharistije i pretvorbom kruha i vina u tijelo i krv Kristovu.
Do I understand everything about the Holy Eucharist? Of course not. And I still pray before the Blessed Sacrament, seeking to understand more deeply the presence, the real presence of our Lord in the sacrament.
Budući da svaki dan služi svetu misu, o tome je li teško zadržati stalno poštovanje prema Euharistiji i biti svjestan tog otajstva, veli:
That requires a particular effort on the part of the priest or bishop or cardinal, whoever it may be, and the Church wisely proposes to us prayers which we say before the offering of the Holy Mass, prayers even as we are putting on the vestments for the Holy Mass, and in all of these ways we are helped not to take for granted not to take for granted the Eucharistic mystery or to celebrate it with a lack of due devotion.
Kardinal ističe da u zapadnom svijetu, osobito u SAD-u, postoji kriza vjere u katoličku crkvu, a uzrok je zaborav na Boga.
There is a tremendous crisis, at least I can speak about it in my homeland, the United States of America. It's caused by a world which has become completely secularized. As Pope St. John Paul II said, many today live as if God did not exist. It's caused by an alienation from the source of our being and also the destiny of our being in God. And when we are forgetful of God, or when we even become hostile to God, then our whole life becomes unhappy, and we keep seeking God where He can't be found, and whether it's in material things or in power or some earthly passing reality. And sadly, that kind of thinking has entered very strongly into society, and so today it's a challenge for Catholics to keep their own lives pure of this secular influence.
Kardinal Burke naglašava da je izazov i za cijelu crkvu očistiti se od sekularnih elemenata. Da bi crkva danas bila vjerodostojnija, potrebno je prije svega moliti za čvrstu vjeru, jer je svaki dan moramo svjedočiti. Potom je potrebno poznavati vjeru.
Today, and again I speak only for the United States of America, many people are not well informed about the Catholic faith because over a period of some 50 years the catechesis in the United States has been very weakened and sometimes even erroneous. And so people are not prepared to give an account of their faith. And how can we give an effective witness, a credible witness to the world if we don't even know our own faith? And lastly, we have to live what we believe. In other words, we can't say, well, I believe these things for myself, but then when I'm engaged in business or education or whatever else it is, I act otherwise. That kind of hypocrisy destroys any effective witness to the faith.
Biti odan Kristu i njegovoj riječi koja nam je dana preko crkve nije lako, jer nitko ne voli patiti. Ali Gospodin nam je kazao, ako me želite slijediti, uzmite svoj križ svakoga dana i nosite ga. Moramo shvatiti da je patnja neizostavni dio našega kršćanskog života, naglasio je kardinal Burke. O tome govori li crkva danas dovoljno jasno ili pak neodređeno zbog takozvane političke korektnosti, ističe.
It happens, to be sure, and it's a very distressing thing because this political correctness is what permits a lot of evil agenda to go forward, because people are all being polite and not calling things by their proper name. And so we really, and it's a very popular way of acting, and everyone expects other people to act in this way, to speak in a politically correct way, and that effectively destroys any strong witness to the Catholic faith. And it can happen also at higher levels in the church, and all of us need to examine our conscience in that regard.
Kardinal poručuje da one koji svjedoče Krista neizostavno prati patnja. To je cijena koja se mora platiti ako ustrajemo na crkvenome učenju i Kristovoj istini.